So I just want to come with some extra observations as to why this is necessary and why we must do it like this. Well, first of all, we have our poverty, so we've got to do something about it, And then um, this is like a paradigm shift. It's part of a paradigm shift, which means that you have to work with a different set of laws and different set of understanding of how things are, because the situation that we're in makes the rich richer and the poor poorer, and that is simply because there's an equation at work so that you get that result no matter how much money you put into it, you get that result, and that's the result of an equation. So you see, is it, gotta educate people in economics, you know, and I could have launched this a long time ago, and I could have made these videos a long time ago. I've had this material ready for a long time, a good while, you know. Uh, but the issue is number one, how to present it when you're presenting it, and to whom, and how would people receive it, and all of that. And because I'm not a Jamaican, I had to take that into consideration as well, because I'm not going to be coming to Jamaicans like, hey, here I come, and I've got all the ideas and this, and then, you got to know how to carry yourself. So, uh, but also, I needed to observe certain things, and I can tell you one thing for sure is that Hurricane Melissa revealed many things to the rest of the world that we were not aware of. So I was ready to move well before Melissa, and as soon as Melissa hit, I was also ready to go into it. But I thought to myself, wait, because like the father said, wait and listen to the people and listen to the politicians, because for the first time, I'm able to actually see the fabric of Jamaica at work, because they're talking about the same thing together, and the frustrations, the hopes, and the aspirations, and everything came forward. And the more the Jamaican spoke, the more I knew that it was wise not to make a move too fast. And I learned many things. And I just thought to myself, wait until more comes out, and then you can make your move. So, under the old paradigm, you see what happens. We see how we respond to such disasters. That's also the same way that the whole world uh, is geared towards Africa in terms of getting Africa out of poverty. Because that's my main thing. I'm from Africa, so my main thing is to get Africa out of poverty. So the ideas I've gotten of how I've developed for Africa are universal ideas, and that they would apply to Jamaica too. They would apply here to Denmark as well, where I am. You know, and they have to, otherwise there's no point. Um, so I'm always ready. The ideas are there, but it's how to implement them and how to bring the people on board. So even concerning Africa, there is a certain paradigm that they use each time, and it is not helpful at all. Not at all, you know. And so we can't work with that mindset. Now Bob says gong. I'm all for the gong. This is all gong, 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 gong. It's all gong. I'm going to talk to you about gong later on. What gong means to me. Gong means everything to me. The gong means everything to me, more than you can even. The gong means everything to me, right? So the gong says, emancipate yourself from mental slavery, and the biggest mental slavery is where. I have a brethren here in Denmark who used to sing a song called Alawi is his name. He used to sing, Babylon release the chains, now them I use them brain, right? It's the money. The money is the slavery, right? So that's the change. So how do you emancipate yourself from how the money runs, how the money is administered, all that? We all know that, right? Well, we should know, right? But what I hear is that most people don't have the language to dismantle it, and to put together the structure that's supposed to replace it. See, so um, that's what the Father's gifted me with. See, so that's what I have dedicated my life to, and that's why I'm presenting this in this way, and that's why I've suffered what I suffer, and lived the life that I live, so that I can do this. You know, I love it. I love serving His Majesty, and I love His people a lot, and I love Jamaicans too. So here you are, my people, and I'm watching you responding to the minister. Some say they're gonna do revolution. We see the young firebrands, you see different wise ones, and you see the opposition, you see Buju, and you see Buju stuff get stolen from the airport. You see, and I'm just like, wow, Lord, I'm gonna watch this thing to the very end. Everything going through. I see Ziggy come to Jamaica and look at what he could do with his Ziggy Marley Foundation. I don't know if it's the Ziggy Marley Foundation, but and all of that, and all the artists coming in and working with that format that they have a foundation, and the foundation gives money in the name of the foundation, but of course then you claim the money back in taxes. So it works a certain way, but it's not to our favor. And it can be to the favor of the artist, yes, but at the end of the day, it's reggae music, right? And reggae music is a liberation music. So it's up to the artist to wise up now and say, look, as an artist, as a Rasta, you need to be innovative. You need to be breaking barriers. You need to be, that's where the fight is at. So Jah gave I and I a blind through Bob Marley to have a certain platform. We shouldn't be looking for the next Bob Marley. You know, we should be looking for the next platform. That island record, music industry platform. We should be looking for the next platform where to go to. So this is where I really, 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 really respected Babsy for getting reggae into the UNESCO, because it's a serious platform if you overstood what kind of power. What Babsy says about reggae in that letter, when they get onto that list, is fantastic. It's great. The whole world needs it now more than ever. And if the reggae artists overstood how to manage their value instead of trying to make the next buck, then we're talking about exactly what I'm talking about, a $10 billion plan as a pilot project and them things. So obviously, Melissa went on, and then after a while, you had that fundraising with 32 organizations, which again what I thought was really good. Already then I was ready to move. I'd written the letters to His Majesty and to the Prime Minister at the beginning, you know, but something told me to hold back, and I was thinking, okay, done now. And then this thing that the 32 organizations put together came up again, and I knew of it, and had I known that it'd be difficult to find out what the follow up is, I would have watched it. I didn't watch it because I was busy preparing things, and I just thought to myself, look, I'm going to watch it. It's definitely going to be there where you can rewatch it. But so far, I failed. Maybe it's just me who does not know how to find it. But it's like fundraising, Melissa, Rastafari, 32 organizations. I thought I could just put that and prompt that, and then something will come out. Can't find it, Rasta. So it's like there's a target to reach X amount of money and questions again. You know, and I couldn't say I'm disappointed because I know how these things go. I couldn't say I was surprised neither. You see, this is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, because we've seen things again and again and again and again and again until it just gets sickening. So I don't know. I'm not gonna talk bad about it. Julian Marley was on it. I believe Gramps Morgan was on it as well. So we just want to know what's the follow up. How much money was made? What's the follow up? What happened? You know, and I don't feel I can demand that. I'm not demanding that. I just wanted to know so that I could learn something. You know, so I could just learn something. But also, the most important thing for me was that the individuals who put it together are interesting to me in in terms of, like, they can play a serious role in establishing what I'm calling the HQ in Trenchtown, because that's exactly what I was asking of His Majesty to be part of. Because when I heard that His Majesty was going to donate 5,000 US dollars to Melissa, I almost cried, and I thought to myself, my Lord, I just cried. It's just 5,000 Rasta. 5,000. My father, like Bob says, my father's the richest man on the earth, and 5,000. I cried. I was like, Jah, we can do better, you know. So I don't want to take credit for anything. I know that it's Jah who gave me the wisdom and the knowledge and everything to put this together. So I humbly will send my letters to these officials Jamaica, I can do it now because I've observed everything and I've seen what everybody has done, and I've seen the two sides of the politics. I've never seen Jamaican politics play out before. It was a huge thing to see. You know, we're limited to thinking of Bob, and just to see the whole thing and what the labor eye talking about the, oh my god, the whole thing backward forward and the comments from the people. I was like, oh my god, you know, oh my god, you know. So that was a learning process for me, and it just made me know that this thing is urgent and it must be done. And so here we are. Here we are now, and I'm presenting the reggae dollar in that way. You know, it's an old idea. The reggae dollar idea is from 2006. That's 20 years ago. 2006. I've used it to fundraise when instead of, because I play on the streets sometimes, instead of putting down a hat, like if I play in a venue, instead of passing the hat around, you know, I say buy a reggae dollar, and it has my website and people can go download my music and stuff like that, and they say, oh, it looks like a reggae dollar and they like it, you know. So I knew that people love it and collect it, you know. But there's more to it, and it's a unifying factor. It's a financial unifying factor for our night to put together, and it's a type of thing which, you know, everybody can be a part of it. Even the existing banking systems can be a part of it, and everything. So it's the exact same techniques that you use that the banks use with the percentages, just that we kind of like have a flow of finance, the velocity of exchange within our control, um, and that's what you need to have. You need to control and profit from the velocity of exchange, and you can intensify it. You know, that's why we have the power as consumers. But you got to transform. You got to change from thinking of yourself as a consumer to being an investor. That every consumption is an investment. Every transaction is an investment. You know, you must always be, when you put with one hand in, when you take out with one hand, you're putting back in with the other at the same time for another rainy day. For a rainy day, you see, and that's the principle of the reggae dollar. You see, and so, like I say, the letters are there, the official letters are there, and I'm going to read them up. Just talking to the people, like with the people, so people can understand. And I'm looking forward to your responses. See, blessed love, Rastafari, live up, man, live up, live up, live up. The time has come. You know. The light reveals everything. So everything that was hidden in darkness, it get revealed, right? It get revealed. Revelation reveals the truth. So what does it mean? It means the light is getting closer, 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 closer. So keep up your prayers. Make sure you make it to stand before the Most High.